Hello everyone. So today topic is props versus state. So we will see props versus state. Props versus state. So in that, firstly I will explain what is props. So props, it is like short of properties, like are used to pass data from a parent component to a child component, and they are read only, meaning the child cannot modify them. Props are used to pass data from a parent component to a child component. They are read only, and meaning the child cannot modify them. So that is props. So I will explain about the key points of the props. Like think of props as function argument in JavaScript. Okay, think of like that. Key points. So in that key points, like first of all, think of props props as function arguments in JavaScript. Yes. And then props help make components reusable and customizable. Props help make components reusable and customizable. The next is they are immutable in the component that receives them. They are immutable in the component component that receives them. Okay. Firstly, I'll explain now state also. Then I will give an example like in coding. Okay. So now I will explain state. So state is like is a built-in object. State is a built-in object that stores data that can change over time in a component. And when state changes, the component re-renders. State is a built-in object that stores data that can change over time in a component. When state changes, the component re-renders. So that is the state. Now I will explain key points. So state is a local to a component. State State is local to a component. Component, and it is mutable and managed using the use state hook, like in functional component. Functional components. Okay, and it is used for interactive interactivity like toggles, counters, input field, and we can say etc. So that is the used for props versus state. So now, so it is a like real life analogy. Props like ingredients given to a chef, and the chef component must use them as they are. Okay, it is I'm telling you like in real life analogy. And state like the chef own tools or ongoing cooking process, and he can change it anytime. So that is the props versus state. And now I will explain in one example in React. So in that, let's say first we will create React app, npx create React app, and then app name is like my app. It is installing. It is taking time like for installing React. So we will wait. It is installing only like node modules and package.json. It is taking time. Let me search like in online React compiler. We'll see there online. It is working or not. React compiler. Where is created product card? We need to product card delete and then app.js. Okay, we'll see here. Okay, so let's say hello world. I mean, it is working or not. We'll see. Import product card. It is giving error. Element type is invalid. What is the element type? Okay, and then for built-in component. Which component? No. Okay, we'll remove this one also. Is install or not? Still it's installing. What is the error? It is JavaScript code sandbox. We will see. Done? No. Oh, yeah, done. No, installing template dependency. src app.js. It is already giving error. Okay, we'll see in VS Code only. Just wait for like 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah, done. CD my app and then npm start. Sorry, npm start. I will run this in my browser, Chrome browser. Why it's slow? Okay, so in that, sorry, cancel. So in that we have app.js, right? Yeah, it is working fine. And then we no need to like header, so we will remove in header and simply we will write hello world. Okay, so now we got output we will got. Why it's slow? Okay, so firstly we will remove this logo and then yeah, I got hello world. So first we need to I'll explain in example in like counter in props versus state. So firstly I will create one file like counter.js. Okay, so in that like it is just like short form like IIFC. So we got like whole counter. Firstly we need div and in that I want like h1 tag and in like h1 like we need title. Okay, title. After that p we need to say like description and then one button. We need to like increase like value, so we write this thing and then in button we want like increment. Okay, so we got or not? Okay, we not got because we didn't import in app.js. Okay, so firstly in app.js we import this counter. Now we will got button and title and description like one or two something. Okay, so in that in counter.js we need like in button for increment. So firstly we need to like const count and then set count equal use state. Initially we will start with 0. Okay, so in that we will apply on button on click. In that on click one arrow function and then set count and we need to increment like count plus 1. Okay, so we'll see what is happening. It is not working. I'll see you why. I'll tell you why. Like in we need to like pass the count also, then it's working count and in that curly braces count. Now it's working. See, if I will refresh then it will come in 0 because I passed in my use state in 0. If I will pass in 1, so it will start with 1. See, 1. So that's depend on like in use state when it will start. Like in, I want to start with 0, so it is starting from 0. If I will increment, so it is increase. Okay, So now I want, like, this is a child component and this is a parent component. I want to, like, in my counter, I want to pass like title, and in title I want to pass some text like my counter app. Okay, I want this text passed to in my child component. Which one? Like in counter.js. So how I will write? So I simply title, and but it is a, like, I'm writing here, it is a props. It is a like props. Okay, this line it's props, and this line is state in P. It is a state. Sorry, H1 is a, H1 is props and P is a state. Okay, it is a props. So now I will pass here for like destructuring my title. Title. Now I will get the value. See, my counter app. Got it? How we will get? Like, how it works? Like in app.js, I passes the prop title my counter app and to the counter component. Which component? Like in counter. I'm not creating component here, just I created file for counter.js. So just it is like to the counter file. Okay, and the counter.js, it is display the title from props. Okay, it is a props and maintain its own internal state. Like in count, it is own is internal state, and which updates when the button is clicked. When I will click my button, so it will update. So uh, it is state and it is counts. Okay, so that's how state and props are working. That's the main example. If I will talk about like in summary of that, so in that, where is my notepad? Yeah, it is working fine. Okay, so that is the decrease the text, so it will come in when, yeah. So it is like in props we see data pass from parent. Okay, and state data managed within component. Okay, within component in props we send the data from the which file, like app.js to counter. Okay, app.js is a parent and counter is a child component, and data state is a like in child component, in data managed within the component, like in we see in P, like. Okay, and it is a mutability, like props is a immutable and state is a mutable, and props is controlled by parent and control, and state is controlled by a component itself. Okay, and props configure a component, and state like track interactive or dynamic data, and props is like component title initial data, and state is like counter toggle from inputs. So that's all about props versus state. I hope you understood like what is the props versus state and how we can use, okay, in React. So if you like this video, so please share and subscribe. Thank you.